All right, everyone. Today we are going to show you how to install front torque lift tie downs for a Toyota Tundra. Okay, I'm going to walk you through it step by step and do the best to show you exactly what needs to be done. I already did it on this side here, and as you can see, what I'm going to show you is this part, okay, how to actually bolt it all in and everything. Okay, it can be frustrating, and if you're like me and was looking at the instructions, the timestamp photos are like from 2008, so I figured, well, if I can figure this out, maybe I will look at that, maybe I'll try to show everybody to save some headaches. So bear with me, we'll take you through step by step and we'll get this job done. Okay, so I already did the driver's side one, and I will show you the emergency brake cable retainer, but on the passenger side we do not have one of those, so we can just move right to step 2. So step 2 is now loosen the spring bolt and remove the factory spring bolt nut. Okay, so if you are looking under your truck, okay, here are the spring leaves, okay, and the bolt they're trying to tell you to loosen is over on this side right there. Okay, this piece right there, they just want us to screw it off and undo it. I believe it's a 19 millimeter bolt, so we'll get that squared away and start loosening it. Now, I did end up having to spray this bolt with some WD-40 to get it off, or at least to start get it cracked, because it was rusted on there pretty good, and I did have to add a longer shaft just to get a little bit more torque on this thing. If you can find yourself a good deal on some of these ratcheting wrenches, man, are they a lifesaver. So we're gonna take this off completely. Still a little too tight here. You might be able to fit a socket, 19 millimeter socket wrench up here, but I just went with the hand wrenches. So take this bolt off, and then I also took the washer off, so you should be looking like that now. And the next one, number 3, place one supplied 1/2 inch by 2 1/4 by 3/16 flat washer onto the spring hanger bolt as a spacer. So that is this guy right there. It's the big one. And you just take this guy, put it right back there. All right. Okay, this number 4, the 4th step is kind of weird. It says, next, using the supplied 1/2 inch nut plate, slide it up between the spring hanger and the spring hanger mount. So that's this piece right here that they're referring to. And I actually found it easier to do it a little bit later, but looking at your truck, the front side here on the passenger side, eventually what we'll do is we'll just slide it right through there, and we'll bolt it right up on right where you see the threads right there. But it just, right now it just says to slide it and leave it there. I'm like, not much of a point, so I'll show you what I end up doing once we get to that step. Okay, step number 5. Next, position the tie down over the spring hanger bolt and push the tie down up into place. Okay, so this is where we actually take the tie down bracket, meat and potatoes, and what we're going to do here is we need to slide this up like that, okay? And I don't know if I can do this one hand, but essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have that hole go onto that bolt, okay? And then I'm going to push this up all the way so it's flat and flush, okay? Let's give it one shot with my one hand here. You are gonna have to use some pretty good force. All right, let me just set you guys down here real quick. We're able to see that, but push it with pretty good force, and then just kind of push it up there, okay? And now that's right on the thread there, and the bracket is now flat and flush, lined up with those two holes. Okay, number 6, replace the factory spring hanger nut, hand tight only. Okay, so the ones we just took off right there and right there, we will screw back on to the thread right here. So again, I'm gonna put the washer on, and then just for now, hand tighten the bolt, and eventually I will get that tightened completely. All right, step 7, and kind of the trickier step. Next, with the tie down in the correct position, the upper flat bar should be lined up with the hole in the spring hanger mount. Using the supplied 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch bolt and 1/2 inch lock washer, thread the bolt into 1/2 inch nut. So essentially, now we need to go back to this piece that we did not keep up in there. And then they also want us to use this bolt right there, okay? And a locker or a lock wash. And if we can find it, oh, that's right. So we just need these two pieces, because then once we get this lined up, this bolt will thread into there. Okay, so it's gonna be tough for me to videotape this one, but again, you want this facing you on the outside, okay, like this. And what you'll do is you're just going to thread it under, just like so, and then you need to use your other hand to line the bolt and thread it through there. Okay, I'll show you the finished product once it's done. Okay, so there it is. Kind of have to line the pole up with the screw there, and honestly, that's the most annoying part, is trying to find the thread in a very narrow spot. So good luck with that. Okay, step number 8. Next, using the supplied 1-inch long round pipe, which is this guy right there, place it in between the tie down and the emergency brake cable hole. Now, this is the side that does not have the emergency brake cable hole. what you will need to do if you're working on the driver's side is there will be a bolt which you do not need to move. Okay, there's a bolt that you do not need to move, and then there's just a little metal flap that you need to just take like a pliers and just flip it up. Okay, so do not do anything with the bolt that's attached to the cable, to the brake cable. Simply just move the flap up, so then there's a opening clearance. Okay. Here I walked over to the other side. Okay. So there's the bolt, and here's the emergency brake cable, but there's the bolt that you do not need to touch, and then under it there'll be a little flap that you need to move. Okay, so just don't touch that bolt, just move the flap. Okay, so back to the other side. So you're taking your spacer and you are simply wedging in there. Okay, this one would fit pretty easily. The one on my other side did not, so I had to hammer in a little bit. Okay, number 9. Next, install one supplied 2x3/8, which is this guy, through the tie-down bracket and pipe and into the spring hanger. Finish with a 3/8 flat washer, which is that guy, and a 3/8 lock washer, which is that guy, and a 3/8 nut, which is that guy. So take your bolt and put it through, so I can get a better angle. So again, you're taking your bolt, putting it through as far as you can, so it's right there. Okay, then you're going to take the other 3 items. First one will be the washer. The lock washer, get that on with one hand here, come on. Okay, and then your 3/8 bolt will go right there as well. You will need, I think it's a 14mm socket or wrench, 2 of them, to tighten these things. Okay, I can't do this with 2 hands or with only 1 hand, so I'm just putting one here. I'm gonna put another wrench over there, and just cross tighten them. And then step number 10, tighten down all the hardware, 1/2-inch fasteners to 60 foot-pounds, 3.5-inch, 35 foot-pounds. Okay, so AKA just tighten them until they can't tighten them anymore. And then, obviously, the actual tie-down part, when you're ready to hook your truck camper up, or maybe something else, just put it right in there, and you can insert your clip right through that center hole, and you're good to go. Okay. Yeah, honestly, the driver's side was more of a pain in the neck than this side was, maybe just because the second time I knew what I was doing, but it should be ready to go. I'm going to install some rear tie-downs here coming up, so if you want to take a look at how to install those, I'll put the link to that video at the end of this video. So thanks for watching, I appreciate it, and I hope it helped you out, and have fun camping.